King of anything. You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Music going crazy.
I was going to say, the music's actually so fire.
Dude, honestly, can we just listen to that instead of this audio?
I don't know. I guess some people do show up for us. So
Us specifically.
us specifically. I mean, why else would you show up
Why
to
do you
the
think we're
ONU
on the
stream?
screen right now?
I don't know why else, but I will say I am a big fan of the ONU comp right now. For our Map 1 Ascent against Post University, the Eagles Valorant team, I'm a big fan of what we're looking at here, Harry.
Yeah, like Reaper, Hanzo, like Floaty Chaser.
Not quite, but
Floaty
you got the
Chaser,
spirit.
female Torb, and a robot. Really like the comp.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell what game you come from, honestly, with with casting like this. But I do like this comp. You can see here that they have the ability to be more defensive with the KJ and the KO pick here, but they can also just kind of dictate pace the way they want to, which is exactly how they want to play this map.
See,
Because, I mean, we are running basically the meta comp, and they aren't with a chamber pick, which is pretty interesting. But,
hey,
I mean, the meta works on this map. This is one of the oldest maps in the game. It's tried and true. Like, we know what works, we know what doesn't. And ONU's just playing to the meta, you know?
I played this map, so it has to be really old.
This
I
map
mean,
is ancient.
Hey, the chamber could be a demon on that character. Could rip through ace every round. You never know.
Who knows? Like maybe this is Yay. Maybe we're playing Yay. Who knows what Mojo's cooking
Well,
up? But it does look like we are shaping up for a bit of an A mid split here for the side of Post University. Walk up, an early detection, giving some ONU some early info here over by the A site. ONU just playing a little more defensive. We're not extending too far. We do have a two-man setup on A main with this one-way here. And Post University has been stopped in their tracks. The fight's being taken. Dissident
Enemy kill.
getting the first blood onto Newt. Just absolutely chasing him down. The stun to come through. And the return from Brondon. He's good for one. Trying to make it out with his life.
They have. Looks like they're able to even it up though. Will they be able to take the retake as well?
Spike planted.
Sing
One enemy remaining.
breaking through the door, and he's good for two.
Bro just did
But
not.
was not ready for the late wrap through tree. The shock dart to try and clear out some util.
One
I miss
enemy
myself
remaining.
just sticking the bomb, gets it up to half and manages to get the pick. And ONU bringing the scoreline to a 1-0 early. And I have to say, I gotta respect the absolute confidence on Sing. Just ripping through that door and taking that early fight was insane right
Now,
there.
I'm an Overwatch player, so I don't know as much about this game, but I figured that someone was gonna turn when they heard the sound of the door being broken.
Surely someone turns
Placing
there,
alarm button.
but nope.
Hey, I mean, I don't think they expected him to push through immediately, but he did.
Turn out.
Just complete
Got it.
balls on the wall.
Absolutely immaculate timing. No one even turns. Just taking that fight, and he's good for 3 in the round.
I mean, what are they gonna do about it if he just hits all his shots?
I mean, absolutely nothing. And yet again, we are seeing Post University just showing a lot of respect here early on. They're waiting out the knife, and they don't want to walk up on this one-way because they don't know what's on the other side here. Again, we're seeing a bit more of a 2-1-2 split. The flash coming through, trying to get them off the angle.
Another A push, but I don't know. They seem to be taking it slow.
The early flash, and they don't really take the space off of it. They're playing very timid, showing ONU a lot of respect right now. Mojo just looking for a fight. He does hear the jump spot from I Miss Myself. And Trent's going to get spotted. The ping is live, another jump spot. Mojo, he wants this pick. Is he aware of the alarm bot, though? The alarm bot to activate. And New taking an early fight on main is good for one. Gets traded out, though, by L.
They don't push it though. What are they up to?
They're just trying to work this mid space nice and slow.
Spike
They're at a
down
gun
mid.
disadvantage. Trade's going both ways, leaving us in a 3v3
No
here.
hard buttons. 30 seconds left.
And ONU just looking to wrap up this round. Reacher good for another one.
One enemy remaining.
Bronin again taking the fight to them. And
That
between
sucks.
Bronin and Reacher.
Not looking too good
Bringing
for
it up
Ye
to
right now.
Yeah, Mojo, the prodigious new version of Ye that we're seeing here. Not quite putting up the numbers that we were anticipating.
Doesn't
here in
look the
loading.
same as he does on LAN.
Not quite, but it's looking like we're gonna do a bit of a change of pace here for the side of Post University, leaning towards the B side here.
Looks like ONU is heavily
will I
favored
spot
towards the A
first?
side, so if they do commit to
That
this early,
works.
they should have.
I mean, honestly, they're playing it the way they should. With all this Sentinel util over by B, like, they already have a lot that they need to get through just to get to site. But they are slowly making their way through main. Mojo Seems like he's aware that there could be a player in the smoke.
Shot that.
The flash through the smoke. Two players working mid here. Mojo bringing Brandon down to 8 HP, making it out with his life. Sing good for one on the site. I missed myself with the classic. Managed to take out one, not quite able to secure the second kill.
Able to deter them just enough to be able to make it a winnable fight, though.
Spike planted.
Slowly trying to take this space, not quite aware of the location. The drone is going to spot him, not quite able to tag him though.
Cover going out.
The smoke from main just to try and keep this chamber off his back for a little bit. The nade through, trying to delay even more. Nuke, good for one, goes for the gun. Is he aware of the player behind him though? Mojo could have great timing, but Brandon is so aware. Brandon is so aware, waiting for him.
Now the 1v1, will he be able to pull it out at 8 HP?
Jump, pulls out his knife at an inconvenient moment, giving Kevin Bittner
So I don't
the
think he
ability
had
to
enough
bring this
time.
up to a 2-1. Maybe just barely if he was able to just get the pick and immediately get on the bomb, but not quite, I don't think.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, not a bad round from ONU. We were on an eco there, and still taking 4 guns away from post is going to be pretty devastating for their economy here.
Yeah. The Eagles showing they aren't gonna at least get shut up. For sure.
I mean, yeah, they're showing that they're here and they're ready to play, you know. And it's looking like we're going for more of a 5-man B hit here, or more of a 4-man, I guess. Mojo's still just trying to work this mid space solo. The shock trying to clear up some util. Dissident trying to take out the turret and gets taken out instead. I missed myself, just ready to trade out his turret. The spams through the wall, not quite connecting, but the spams from I missed myself through the smoke will.
He may miss himself, but he doesn't miss the other team.
Absolutely not.
One enemy remaining.
And the
Spike
kill's
down,
going
B.
entirely the way of
Flawless.
ONU, a flawless round to close out round 4 of this game.
Just looked like ONU just spamming through smokes and able to find multiple members of the other team. And at that point, they just didn't respect anything else left and just pushed through.
And let's not disregard the work that we were seeing over on A site here. We saw a 3-man A main aggression. They were ready to take the fight to Post University right there. And they knew immediately when they had all that space, you know that they're B or mid. So they immediately took the fight to mid, packed up Mojo, and kept pushing all the way to B main. And it worked out flawlessly for ONU right there. The flash through again. We are seeing that we want to take this early fight, but will Newt be clearing his corners here? Fight's being taken here. Pops out from the box.
Wonderful split there from the Eagles, taking ONU's aggression and turning it on their heads, able to get a 2-man advantage. Let's see if they'll be able to make use of it.
The dart, though, just a little bit too low. Not quite able to scan out these characters. And Sing trying to go for a spam through the door. Not quite able to connect the shots. Gets flooded from his flank, though. I missed myself. Good for 2, though. Immediately barking right back. Manages to get another pick.
Player standing.
And Brandon
One enemy
left
remaining.
in the 1v1 scenario here. Takes the fight. The shot's not quite connecting for Kevin Bittner, and Brandon closing out the round with 30 HP to his name.
And I think, what was ONU, down 2 or 3 at one point?
We were down 2 immediately. Kevin Bittner was good for 2 off rip on that initial fight. You can see where they died at main there.
Yeah, the Eagles fully taking advantage of ONU's aggression, but not able to convert in the end, just falling in a round that should have been theirs.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're leading with 3 to 5 like that, there's only one person left on site. The other 2 still have to rotate in, and then they still just aren't quite able to clinch that space.
Oh, I forgot there were ults in this
Honestly,
game.
a great point here. We are seeing some huge ult economy here. 4 ults on each team here, only
You
one
want
player
to play?
missing it,
Let's
respectively.
play.
And we're seeing here the tour de force being popped by Mojo.
Tour de
Again, he wants to take this fight early and mid, get smoked off. ONU's just feeling these spams. They really just want to not be taking these fights directly, I suppose. And Dissident has walked the entire way up B main here, not quite challenging anyone yet. We're seeing here from the side of ONU, they're playing very patient, waiting for a contact before we explode here. Dissident dashing out to mid market, managed to get the first pick on the Sing. taking this space absolutely unimpeded. Walks directly into I Miss Myself, though. He will get the trade. Mojo managing to find a pick on a new Browning. Firing right back, though, with a pick onto Chris. Kevin Binder teleporting onto the B site, managing to start planting the bomb here.
Spike planted.
Now ONU getting 3v3 in the retake.
And we're seeing the KO lockdown being popped here as we start taking the space back. 2 players spotted on site. I Miss Myself and trying to take some contact off the turret.
One
The
enemy
turret will be
remaining.
taking contact. Picks going the way of ONU. 1 player left to go out the side of Post University, and he does get taken out by I Miss Myself.
Beautiful retake there. And what did you say that the one guy's ult was called? Tour de-
Chamber. It's the Tour de
No, no.
Force.
Oh, that was Chambers. I thought you said that was the guy, the one that like goes through walls. I thought you said that one was the
No.
one that was called. I was very confused.
That's like the one ult in the game. I just can never remember what it's called. Is Omen.
Nah, dude, that's just Dragon
Just
from
big TP.
Overwatch.
Yeah, just big TP. We're seeing here again, we're leaning very heavily towards the B side for the side of Post University. And honestly, now's a good round for it. We're seeing I Miss Myself left alone on site here as they go for this fast hit. And Jet is just taking the space absolutely unimpeded until the Hunter's Fury coming through, connecting with 2 players. Not quite able to secure a pick, but it is enough to take some damage off of them.
Spike planted.
Putting us in a 5v5 and a retake scenario here for the side of ONU. And we are seeing some great ults, and the lockdown comes out from I Miss Myself. The flash to come through, and a counter Hunter's Fury to try and take out the lockdown. I Miss Myself managing to take out the Soma just in time, and out comes the Rolling Thunder. Pick still going the way of ONU. The trade just not quite coming through, and a 4K from I Miss Myself to close out round 7 of this game. 2 HP to his name, and he still manages to get a 4K.
I Miss Myself started out on this site 1v5, didn't want to push them then, but 4 players now with his team at his back. He's like, stay back, I'll take the shots.
We are dropping the lockdown, and we're seeing a timeout from Post University. And can I just say, for the side of ONU, it is looking absolutely clinical. They're playing off each other well. The trades are coming out quick. The util usage, I'd say it's pretty great out of these guys. And they are looking dominant in this first half of this game.
To your point, they have been playing well all around, but I think I want to highlight how they've been able to play in the clutch. Down 2, even I think at 1.3, able to come back, only dropping 1 round, being in like disadvantaged situations about 2 of the 3 of the rounds. Very good play, very good retakes. I mean, it's
All
just
in
what
all,
it is,
yeah.
clinical.
I couldn't agree more, because like even when you think ONU's down, they're just not out in some of these rounds. Like when we see I Miss Myself and Brandon putting up numbers like this in some of these rounds where they just absolutely have no right to be doing this well, it's a little scary if you're rooting for Post. That's all I'm saying. But I want to see how they kind of adapt after this. Maybe my guess is that maybe we start working mid a little bit more, lean towards A. I don't know, because this B take for them has not been working. So I want to see how they kind of adapt to this.
It seems like they have had better luck with A. They've had positions where they went up 2. I think the 1 round that they won was on A. They've had better luck, and if they can secure these rounds, they should be able to.
Ooh, we might be seeing a late wrap here from Mojo. So he's not immediately going to be taking this mid fight, but he will be getting there a little bit later, maybe trying to catch a player off guard. We're seeing the other 4 here, again, showing respect to this one way before flooding out with the Omen Flash. The Paranoia sending ONU absolutely falling off. Reisher and Newt getting absolutely so dumped on the site. Newt good for 1, make that 2. Reisher trying to back him up, making it 3
Spike
in the
down
round.
A.
And as I
One
say,
enemy
4 in the
remaining.
round for ONU. And even getting pushed off of the off that A main angle like they were, getting pushed by all 4 of these combatants, we are still seeing ONU fighting tooth and nail for this site.
From the side of the Eagles, must feel impossible. Whenever they try to even just take a fight, they're just already dead.
They just can't get a foothold on this site. Like, they go for a really like fast hit and they just get shut down by like 2 or 3 players here. It's got to feel like such an uphill battle for them right now, but it is looking like we are going to be going for a bit of a mid hit. And that might be troublesome news here for Sing.
Mojo taking this
Here.
mid angle once again. Seems like he's always here at the start of the round.
Mojo really just wants to take this tree fight, and it's looking like the whole team wants to take this fight through trees. And right as I say it, 4 players flooding into tree, breaking the KO lockdown here. Flash is coming through. Position, Rondon's position does get revealed. The spam through the smoke is good for Risha, though.
One
Rondon,
enemy
good
remaining.
for 2.
Spike
Make
down
that
A.
3 in a flawless round for ONU.
That
And I
was
feel
good.
like we said, as soon as they try to get a foothold and they slip just every time. They just can't quite, the picks just are not going their way this game.
Now, pardon my Valorant talk, but it looks like they almost forced a buy there because half their guys only had like, I'm not sure what the new gun is, but the one guy bought it and then shot one of his
yeah.
shots and then do a load again. And I'm pretty sure you just need to hit both the shots to be able to get a kill, so it feels like...
One shot does 140 damage, so that's all your
Oh.
health except for 10.
Oh, never mind then, but still. Maybe there's a plan with that, but...
Flash.
I don't know. Here we're seeing Sing yet again taking some early mid aggression. He will be hearing the Sova turret. Does he get cleared? He does. The dart not quite sticking. He's good for 1, not quite able to get the second. Dissident just barely making it out with his life. Will be getting suppressed though, not quite able to use that dash in time. Leaving I Miss Myself alone on the B site with a bit of a task ahead of him. 3 players collapsing on him at once. Dissident good for yet another pick. I Miss Myself good for 1, not quite able to
down
close
B.
out a second though. We're seeing here a fast
destroyed.
flank hit from the
Spike
ONU
planted.
controller player. The shot for Dissident not
Sight.
quite connecting, falling all the way back to CT. We have now fully flipped the sights. Smoke on the stairs, just try and isolate this one here. And they are gonna have to take this fight here. The two just slowly losing time here.
Last
The fight
player
Mojo gets
standing.
taken, and it
One enemy remaining.
In the
you
1v1,
will lose.
who will win in this
The
battle?
tap on
Test
the
the
bomb, just
skies.
trying to bait Dissident into him here. Risher not good on time here.
This
He
is
will need to
nothing.
stick, not quite able to mess around anymore. And Dissident is good for 3 in the round, bringing us to an 8-2 scoreline. And we're finally seeing, for the side of Post University, they're finally starting to find that foothold I was talking about. They got an early pick at mid. Even though it was a trade, they managed to just keep collapsing onto the site, getting them down to a 2v2. And I will say they played that one pretty well. Like, they played smart. Jet played her timing, didn't get baited in by the tap. Overall, well played from the side of Post University.
I will say though, on the side of ONU, it may just have like at least a slight edge in mechanics. 'Cause it seems like every time, even if they're in like a 1v4, they still do get that trade.
And this could be scary for Risher and Rondon here. The flash coming out of the smoke. Sing good for
One
1.
enemy
The
remaining.
mid fight going entirely the
Spike
way of
down
ONU.
You blink.
Mojo not being spotted on top mid. He's good for 2, but does fall to Risher right at the end.
You blink and you miss in the matter of less than 2 seconds.
round
4
before the
members of
switch.
Post just fall.
Honestly, I had to give credit where credit's due
So
for
dead.
the JV IGL Brondon, because that was just 100% a coordinated play from him. He wanted to flash out of that smoke. As soon as he does, Sing takes the fight at mid alongside with Risher and Brondon. 3 players with the benefit of the flash all collapsing down on those players, and Post just didn't know what was about to hit them right there.
But are you really gonna get yourself caught complimenting Brandon like that?
I gotta give credit where
You want
credit's
to
due,
play?
because that
Let's
was
play.
a smart play from Brondon, the young IGL here. So I Miss Myself, just great for these spams, bringing Dissident down to 68 HP immediately. Not quite able to close out the kill. Sing's good for 1 though. The ult from Sing, good for yet another. The numbers are favoring ONU here.
Distant does have
Are we
sight.
clearing logs if you're Sing though?
Last
Sing
player
clears
standing.
it, good for 3. Risher taking the early fight, managing to get Kevin Bittner, bringing us to a 10-2 half. And if you are rooting for ONU, this is exactly the kind of half you're trying to see.
run in, get a clear advantage, check all their
Switching
angles,
sides.
catch out Yay, and just be able to get it.
Let's
Make it a
play,
4v1.
then execute.
I like that we're calling Mojo Yay, honestly.
Hey, he's gonna need to play like Yay if they're gonna come back.
I mean, I expect great things out of him. We are seeing a 1-1-3 split here for the side of post. Oh, never mind. We're going for a 2-0-3 maybe. I don't know. We got to see from Mr. Mojo. Or sorry, Yay, as you call him. Where he's going to lean here. But it is looking like ONU is just going for a fast 5-man A main hit here. I mean, we have the comp for it. We can just kind of go fast, hit them with these flashes, and try to pack up Dissident here on this angle. The flash to come through for post. Dissident trying to get an early pick and get out. Not quite able to connect the headshot. Will take some damage off of Newt, though. Dissident falling back to Dice.
Cover going out.
It seems like you will know that they're. I mean, Eagles will know where there's
Location getting revealed. Reisher taking out Dissident.
Spike down A.
And the kills yet again favoring ONU, bringing us to a 4v1 situation here. And Mojo is just absolutely across the map. And he has a tall task in front of him if he wants to bring this score to a 10-3 instead of an 11-2. The ricochets from Sing, just trying to clear out Mojo from heaven. I missed myself to get the early spot. The spam through the floorboards. ONU trying to take him down without him even being able to see him. And the spam through the floor from Rondon is going to bring us to an 11-2.
Have you ever seen Hunger Games?
I have. Mr.
So-
Harry, I have.
What I'm experiencing right now is that, like, you know the ding for every time that they die? I'm experiencing that, but with, like, Discord beeps. I don't know if the stream can hear that, but we had a few Discord sounds.
We're hearing some beeps and boops.
Hey, the districts were showing their care for their teams.
I mean, you know, gotta rep. And we're seeing yet again Sova being left alone on the B site. And I think he has a bit of a fight on his hands. All 5 of the ONU players in B main. With 2 defenders, the rotation coming in. Will it make it here in time? The shots from Chris not quite connecting. Reisher just looking for an early fight. Dissident dashing out to sight, just get picked off by Reisher. Reisher good for 2 with that Bulldog in hand.
Reisher living in that situation alone would have been value, but getting 2 picks, holy.
And Mojo not quite able to connect the shot. 3 players swinging. Brondon absolutely running it down. 2 HP to his name, and Newt to take him out with the outlaw, bringing us to match point for map 1.
Match point.
ONU just once again. I don't understand the strategy. I just know ONU is outplaying the Eagles.
I mean, it's absolutely unfortunate for Chris Rams that he is just sitting alone on the B site with 5 players who all have better guns than him, absolutely running it down on him like that. But that is a tall task for anyone, but especially when you are holding a site solo. This is a tough one, especially when your Sentinel's not great at locking down the space. Mojo going for an early fight with Sing. Will get smoked off. Trying to get a different angle here, still trying to pick off these attackers here. Dissident also looking for an early fight here. Newt getting smoked off the angle. So he will have to get a little bit more active at mid here. The flash will come through. Mojo to fall off. Rondon, good for 1. Dissident ready for the
Spike
refrag
down
though.
mid.
And the trade's actually going the way of Post. Post just trying to hold on to this game.
They do have Spike down mid. Will they be able to keep it, or will ONU be able to retake it?
Newt is taking a lot of space at mid here. If he doesn't get cleared by this owl drone, you say that could mean trouble here for Post. The spam, that wall is not spammable, unfortunately. Not quite able to go through. Newt crossing to the other side, still looking for this fight. Newt good for the pick on Sova. The numbers have been equalized. And Dissident not looking great on HP. 49 HP to his name. He's turning and looking at the wall. I hope it tasted good, because we are licking the wall in the match point scenario.
demons got the best of him, forcing him to turn around to the wall as they
Spike
pushed. I
planted.
don't even think they threw a flash, did they?
Nope, there was absolutely nothing. We are just licking the wall at
Hey.
match point here. And Mojo, yay, left in a 1 versus 2
Teleport's
situation. The game on his shoulders here.
If anyone can pull this
Nothing
out,
left in his headhunter. His trip left on B site. He only has the rendezvous to return to if needed. A high-low setup by CT. The walkout. Almost a pick onto
Attackers
Reacher, but
win.
not quite. And Newt to close out the game. A 13-2 victory for Ohio Northern University.
when I said near the beginning that it for sure wasn't going to be a 13-0, I was not expecting it to be that much of a sweep because at the time it was 2-1. Just ONU just able to come out here and just wreak havoc as
I mean, all in all, we saw ONU looking completely dominant during that match, winning fights that they just realistically should not have been taking. Like we're seeing here, this scoreboard does not lie. We are seeing ONU pretty dominantly at the top with the exception of Newt, who's breaking up the pattern. Still tied with the top frag, though. And like Newt just said in chat, we're going to Lotus next for map 2. And this has been a notoriously good map for JV ONU here.
how good of a map would you say this was generally?
Ascent, probably still a pretty good map for us, but Lotus, last week, in this same league that we played, JV did go 13-1 on this map last week.
Let's maybe they top it, top those two maps and go 13-0. Now
I mean, who
I
knows
don't.
too. For the side of post, they might be able to pull off something miraculous too. Who knows? Maybe they're big fans of Lotus.
Hey, Meech is about to give all of his players a stern talking to, tell them everything they did wrong. They're about to go come back with a brand new mindset. Could turn this map on ONU's head.
Maybe we'll have to see.
I mean, it is
But it does look
post
like
map
we
pick,
are
right?
going to be loading into map 2 in this best of 3 series for the ECAC week 2. I'm not sure if we said that. I gotta get the bookkeeping done real quick. So
This was post map pick, right?
this was our map pick.
Oh.
Ascent was their map pick.
Oh. I just assumed it was losers map pick.
Unfortunately, that is not how we do pick bands. But
Gosh.
because generally
Savages.
we do ban, and then pick, and then whoever doesn't pick the map picks the side that they play on, pick.
Yeah.
So they picked Ascent, and then we picked, I think we picked defense first, and then we picked Lotus. They picked attack first. Which, honestly, not a bad strategy for Post University here, because Lotus, notoriously pretty, it's pretty up in the air, you know, like it's a hard map to defend, 3 sites that you have to look after. It's really easy to let some attackers slip through the cracks, get behind you. So it just depends on how you play this map. And again, we're seeing
I don't know if I can.
seeing Post leaning more towards this attacker half with the Chamber, as Chamber's just not great at locking down space by himself unless you are putting up a Yay level performance.
I don't know if I can support the Eagles comp because they took Yay off of Chamber and they put someone else on there, and I just know that
They really
world
did.
of
I didn't even
experience.
notice that. We're
That
putting
was
Chris
the
Rams on the Chamber.
First thing I noticed, which really tells you the level of experience.
I mean, you know what? You're noticing things I wasn't, but... And it's looking like they might be leaning for an early C hit here. But Chris Rams is about to get an absolute fight at A main.
Hey, Chris
with
Rams.
4 players for the side of ONU. So we are seeing 2 4v1s on both sides of the map here.
Hey, they trust him over Yay with the Chamber.
I got you.
And Chris Rams looking like he wants to make it out with his life. Not quite able to, with Brendan getting the first blood of map 2 here. And Reacher left alone on the C site. It's looking like he might want to fight for it, though. The burst not quite going his way. He does get taken out by L.
Each side's a
And
4v1.
Dissident looking for another fight, but Newt ready for the walkout. Managed to get another pick, the side of ONU here. The flash not quite connecting.
Last player standing.
And the picks going the way of ONU, leaving Kevin Bittner in a 3v1 scenario. The shot's just not quite going his way, and I missed myself to close out the pistol round. Rondon doing what I hope is a dance with Newt here.
Beep, beep, beep.
Surely it was a dance. And
There's my buddy.
I would hope so. We keep it family friendly here.
Yeah.
So.
And as we
Work
saw
team,
there,
I
no
appreciate
surprise,
y'all
the
for real.
4v1, the 4v1, the 4 is 1 on each side, but then ONU able to just retake, or not even a retake at that point, really, but, and just able to just dominantly win, only losing 1 member in the process.
And honestly,
Here.
it's looking like we are going to see a bit of a head-to-head matchup here on A, with ONU still just trying to be aggressive. Sing with a Bucky in hand, just wanting to make it up close and personal. Never mind, he is elected for a stinger at the last moment. Post University waiting out the nade, just waiting for a bit of an overextension. The flash to come out.
Get him.
And Brundon good for 2, even after the flash.
3.
Make that 3.
Let him get the ace.
In comes the raise
remaining.
Boombot Newt
Aw, Newt
to
taking
close
away
out the 4th
4K.
pick.
Flawless.
Another flawless round for the side of ONU.
I mean, after Brandon caught the 3, you just have to expect ONU to win those. I think at that point, you just send Brandon in by himself, try to get the ace.
I mean, maybe so, maybe so. I don't know, but
Yeah.
if you're throwing that Yoru flash,
Careful
and
here.
you're still getting 3-pieced like that by someone who is just getting flashed. I don't know. I'd be getting a little worried if I were on the side of Post University here.
And at this point, you have to wonder if the Eagles can come back with what I can only assume a terrible mental at this point.
Well, if they're going to do it, now's the time. With ONU forced onto an eco, rifles in hand to the side of Post University, absolutely storming into tree, breaking the boombot. Sing trying to take an early fight here, will get stunned off the angle. Mojo getting the first pick onto Newt, and getting a second onto I Miss Myself.
My boy, yeah.
Sing somehow good for
Spike
2, the
down
stinger
A.
in hand. And somehow the numbers still
Spike
getting
planted.
equalized for ONU. Yoru, Mojo left with a sliver of HP.
Right
Post
there.
And if this is played properly
No,
for
I'm not
ONU, this could be
This is a
a bit of a thrifty round.
Post has sight and numbers advantage, but
Get him,
The wingman to
wingman.
come out, just try to clear off the angle. Dissident, again,
Right there.
another member of the Post
Got him.
being brought to very low
Last
HP.
player standing.
And Brondon, if he's good for 2 here, not quite able to connect the shots. Good for
enemy
1.
remaining.
The last one left with just a sliver.
Please,
Taps the
please.
bomb.
can he get him? He
He's
does.
being hurt.
Is there time?
Regardless, win or lose, this is devastating for the post-university eco. And 0.81 seconds, Brondon almost able to close out that round. I honestly think he had enough time to half that bomb and then take that fight with Mojo.
I don't know. I think Ye played that perfectly, waited him out with the perfect amount of time left.
That was absolutely wild for the side of ONU and devastating for the economy over on Post University.
Even when ONU,
On an
Goes-
economic disadvantage, we are still taking all the rifles away from Post.
yeah, ONU going in the sights just after the miraculous play from, I can't remember who, but the
Sing.
Eagles.
Who's next?
No, the Eagles going up too. Sing then responds with 2 of his own.
I think it was Chris Rams, good for 2 off rip. Either that or Mojo, but
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Mojo stinger in hand, lighting up the defenders, but not quite able to close out a kill. And yet another flawless round on behalf of ONU here.
I wasn't even watching the top right of my screen. I was just looking at Ye, seeing what he was gonna do, and then I just see I hear he's the last member alive, and I just don't believe it.
I'm right there with you, Harry, honestly. Like, as someone who actively plays and tries to cast this game, like, the trades and kills from ONU are coming out just so fast. Like,
About there.
you can see the coordination that this team is playing with how hard they are collapsing on some of these on some of these rounds.
I thought you guys said that this was the JV team.
This is the JV team.
Doesn't look like it.
Don't let them hear you say that. It'll go right to their heads. We're seeing a bit of a default here on behalf of Post University. Just trying to poke and prod at the map, see what's open, see what isn't. Maybe take some early fights. To break the Yoru clone.
Trades a
Pick's
bit
not
of
quite
damage,
going
though.
either way yet. Reisher left alone on the C site with Dissident.
Found alarm bomb grenade
Dissident
out.
hell, trying to take the space, the mine to get popped. Reacher good for one, but Dissident ready for the trade. Mojo just barely making it away with his life. Sing with a rare whiff onto Mojo. He's good for two with the Stinger, but not quite good for one with a Vandal, I suppose.
I win
Oh, and
again.
Chris Rams getting a pick onto Brondon here. And Post just getting control of B site. The bomb to go down. Dude good for one, though. The stun to come two. Trying to get the planter
Last player
off.
standing.
And the pick's going
30
the way
seconds left.
of Post University. Sing's got to be good
Spike
for
planted.
two more here.
He's got one. Can he get the final two? Coming into clutch.
The nade
Throws
through
the
the
nade
vent.
over.
He knows the tech. Trying to clear out Heaven, the flashback to take the fight. Not quite able to take out Dissident, though. Who's good for three for the round, bringing us to a 3-2 scoreline here.
Yeah, an expert push to the mid from Post there. Just being able to get the numbers advantage, and even after New gets a pick and makes it look dicey, they were just able to get the two people pushing and forcing them into a 3v1.
And honestly, staying kind of calm and collected works out perfectly for them there because a little bit of nerves, a little bit of shakes, and that round can very easily slip away like we've seen them do in prior rounds.
There.
So good on them for just remaining calm, not losing their nerve there.
Already equalizing the rounds they got last time.
We're seeing here, not quite seeing the default from before. Just trying to take this C main space, being very vigilant that there could be a player just around any corner here. And Mojo looking like he wants to go for a late lurk here. Maybe try and get control of Waterfall. And Sing absolutely trailblazing. This is huge
You want
intel
to play? Let's
for
play.
behalf of ONU here. And Mojo good for one, managing to get the pick onto New. And B site, and Waterfall is absolutely just his. The flash through just to try and fake out these players. Mojo being very diligent still, knowing that there could have been a walk-up with how deep that trip is. Listen, in the site, managing to get another pick onto Reacher.
Spike
Post just
planted.
in a clear advantage here.
And but Sing, yep, the spam is good. The flash through the box is trying to get this chamber off the angle.
Commands him to Sing his phases. Will he get another? He
Coming
does.
out, and another pick for Sing. He is absolutely flying through this map with no fear. The showstopper to come out, and another pick for
he
Sing.
spins.
Almost good for four, but not quite. Leaving. I miss myself in a 1 versus 2 situation here. And honestly, if there's someone to do it, it's I miss myself. The blind spam just looking for this early fight.
Oh, you got one. It's a 1v1, but there's no time.
No time left on the clock. He taps the bomb. Dissident knows he's not on, though. The
He
fight to be
gets it.
taken, and all the kills to go the way of ONU, but not enough time to defuse the bomb, bringing us to a 3-3 scoreline.
Now, I know it's never a bad thing to win a round, but the way in that they won it, just having an advantage, two people up, everyone on site, and then going down and losing all their weapons has to be terrible for their economy.
You are absolutely right, Harry. It is a Pyrrhic victory for Post University when they are winning these rounds, but barely.
It's a bear
barely
market right
scraping
now.
by. Honestly, and I couldn't agree more. Honestly, it is a bear market for Post University. This is a must-win round for them. Otherwise, their economy will be taking a bit of a hit. And they're liking this C hit here. They know that in general we are leaving this poor KJ Reacher over here by himself.
You did good.
A lot of util used on the insect there.
Yeah, I mean, ONU really wants to take this A fight, and they are just absolutely not getting it from Post University here. And it's looking like they are gearing up for this A hit again. Mojo to TP on the site. And site is theirs. Reacher just playing patient, waiting for the retake here. Newt, very diligent that a player could walk through, but the shot's not quite able to connect.
Spike planted.
I missed myself. Good for the headshot, and that's going to be an upgrade for him. And Sing, move out in hand. Brendan to back him up, though.
ONU is now suddenly at advantage. What's up?
And Sing, again, completely fearless in all of these fights. Walking on the site, not a care in the world. And ONU to take this round on the economic disadvantage. That's upgrades for 3 players, 3 rifles that don't need to be bought, and a devastating hit to the Post University economy.
Post has to invest in Bitcoin or something and hope that it goes up by 10,000%, because if not, they are not buying rifles for millennia.
Multiple.
I think we need to take a look at this economy because it is devastating. Only one rifle, possibly maybe two with some light shield from them. But that was a round you just don't want to be losing. Not against Sheriffs.
Now we do see Post has been taking a lot more effectively in this map over here, but
What could be devastating is we've seen this A main fight, and they are now without rifles. The stun to come through, the early fight to be taken, Mojo to fall first. 4 other players stepping up to the plate, and Chris Rams to go next. Dissident.
wait, did Sky
Wanting
pop
more,
it?
and I miss myself absolutely giving them nothing.
Did Dissident pop her ult?
She did. Tried to pop the knives, went for a bit of a hero play here.
Now,
And Kevin Bittner and the Breach getting absolutely shoved off the
Last
site,
player
running for the
standing.
hills. Pistol in hand. Kevin Bittner left with nothing.
now
And another flawless round for ONU. Post on the eco, just having to fight an absolutely uphill battle.
I've said this once and I'll say it again, but I'm not the most knowledgeable about Valorant. But popping your ult down 3 on an eco round, not the best idea for my wealth of knowledge.
I mean, granted, it's what you want to do. You don't want to. It's still a one tap to the head. It's completely free. It's a lot to burn, and getting no value out of it has got to be devastating for Dissident. Like that hurts the mental a lot. As a Jet player, like if you're popping ult, you want to get at least one in the round. Otherwise, you feel like you're just spinning your wheels.
I don't even know if they got a shot off. Did you see? Did they pop it like at the beginning, or did they pop it after they lost 2?
I think they popped it right off rip. They wanted to take an early fight right with Chris, and Chris just got packed up by I Miss Myself. Trent was giving them absolutely no leeway on A main.
We might have to blur that footage of Chris, because the way he was done so dirty.
Absolutely, but I want to see what Meech is cooking up here for the side of Post University, and the response from the young IGL Brandon here.
So though, looking at this side, they're only down 5-3 and have been looking good in a lot of these rounds. This is a lot cleaner than they showed in the first game, and leaves a lot of time to be able to turn this around.
Not to cut you off here, Harry, but it's looking like ONU and Brandon have a perfect read here. They're expecting to see hit. It's the one that has been a little bit weak for them, and they are taking an early fight on Mound. The stun's coming through, managing to connect with Singh, and he takes a close position here, and they've been sent back in. They're running for the hills here.
Still though, looks
And
like A is
and
quite
Reisher
open.
left yet again in the scenario where he is left alone on the site to just defend it by himself. And Newt, good for one, managing to get the lurk. The mines to kind of break up the team here.
Spike planted.
Reisher left alone on site.
They
A
know.
lot on his shoulders here with no team to back him up. The shot just not quite connecting, and the Rolling Thunder to come out for Post University. Kevin Bittner, good for one. PU Mojo managed to get another one. Singh, good for one. Make that two.
Last player
Trying to
standing.
get a third and just equalize numbers. Brandon trying to
young-
use the audio from the door to fake out these attackers.
One enemy
and he's
remaining.
good for one. Wingman in hand. He can send Wingman to defuse that bomb for him. He just walks up a little bit more here. And Wingman starting to defuse. The flash and the TP from the Yoru. The bomb not quite able to get halved. And Mojo closing out the round with 3.
The young IGL not able to find it this time, even with some great plays, not able to finish it out, as Ye, with his wealth of knowledge, able to TP across and shoot out the... I was about to call it a bug, because I don't know what it is, but before it could
That would be
defuse...
Wingman just on the defuse, and he was milliseconds away from getting that bomb halved. And if that bomb gets halved and Brendan gets that pick, then that's another win for ONU here. And if I'm being completely honest, these are rounds that we just don't want to be this close over Post University. Because they wanted this attacking half first, which means they want to kind of dictate pace. They want to get early rounds, and, well, losing, like, barely scraping by rounds like that is not what you want to see. Chris taking an early fight. The solo ult not quite connected, but I missed myself, still ready for that headshot.
Chris is just not having a good time this game.
And
Spike
the
planted.
3-man flank here. Risha good for one. The party's
One enemy remaining.
or the showstopper coming out here. And Dissident left alone in secret in the 1 versus 4 situation. He's good for one on the Sing. Not quite able to get I Miss Myself. And Wingman to get the defuse.
Everybody thank Wingman. Come on, let's hear it.
Post just has to play these like they can get on the site, they can get the plant down, and they'll even have the numbers advantage at times, but they just can't close it out. They just, as you saw there, someone ONU just peeks, and I can't remember who it was, but someone got 3 straight picks without even getting a trade from Post. Like, just
They
not
have been
clean gameplay.
really struggling when it comes down to holding down these sites.
Like, we even saw the showstopper come out, and they were dead before they could use it.
Absolutely, like he got picked off by someone else.
Grenade.
I think I do like
And
this from Post,
It
though.
looks like we're playing a little more patient, waiting for an overextension. The spam through the wall. Ronda good for one. Make that 3.
Spike
The
down
spray
A.
as Post University just absolutely swings into it. And yet again, we might be seeing another flawless round between Sing and Brandon. Just absolutely the dynamic duo
Last
taking out
round
the
in the
entire
half.
team with just the 2 of them.
Ready to lay down his life and accept a trade for himself, but they just aren't able to connect as his spray continues to rip through their team, finding 3 members before he even has to reload. I've said this before at the beginning of the match, he may miss himself, but he doesn't miss the other
He
team.
certainly is just not missing his team.
Come on.
He's getting his, and it's honestly kind of tragic for Post.
Still though, for Post, that was an eco round, so you don't hate that. It's flawless, but
And the flash in. Risher with the lockdown in hand. The lockdown comes out as soon as the bomb gets tapped. Newt good for one. The mine good for yet another. Mojo managing to get rid of Newt.
Chris
Chris
able to find
Rams.
2.
Equalizing numbers here for Post University. And Sing left alone. Is he aware of the player coming up behind him, though? The bomb does get dropped.
Spike down,
Is he
C.
aware?
They weren't able to get
The timing just might not work out for him. Just barely
Enemy
missing him.
remaining.
That's 3.
An unfortunate turn of events for Sing, but Risher still here on the C site.
You want to play?
And they are
Let's
completely
play.
unaware of his
One
location.
enemy remaining.
And Dissident missed him.
Spike down
He
C.
only half cleared the angle and completely missed Risher walking up. And Chris left yet again unaware. The turn to come out, and that's going to give him some
have the
valuable
spike.
intel.
30 seconds left.
The tap to try and bait Risher into the swing, but Risher playing so diligent, wrapping through water. Is Chris going to be aware of this? The shots coming through, not quite connecting, will reveal Risher's position. And the plants have
planted.
finally come down.
leading us into a
The
pure
1v1 being taken, and the shots are good for Risher, who's good for 3 in the round, bringing us to an 8-4 half. We're seeing a bit more of a competitive half here, but I think defense with a composition like this for Post University, it might be a little shaky unless they are being very aggressive, and
I saw
a lot of
Poe.
their gunfights on the side
Switching
of Post have
sides.
not been as strong as what we've been seeing on the side of ONU.
Now, Post had a 2-on-1 advantage and had bomb. I don't know why they didn't rotate to other site and plant there or something, as they just... I felt like that would have been the better play. Instead, they choose to go on the site, and Dissident just completely misses the ONU player and just forcing it into a 1v1 that they didn't need to take.
But honestly, it's looking like we're seeing a bit of a repeat of the last half, because it's a pretty well-known play to like rush down this A main space. So a lot of teams now we're just leaning towards the C site, and Chris Rams, the stun coming through, and he still wants to take this early fight. The shot is not quite connecting, and that's not what you want to see if you're rooting for Post here. And he is just absolutely getting forced out of the space. Wingman to commit to the plan.
Chris Ram able to get out, so nobody has been picked yet. And
And the nade good for Sing, actually. The flash through from Kevin Bittner, gonna stop him from being able to play off that, and the stun that he's gonna back into is just gonna force him off that angle completely. Sing forcing his way into water, good for one, New good for the second. Dissident from CT managing to get research, 1 HP to his name, a lot to do here, and he is not quite able to close it out, bringing us to a 9-4.
ONU just marching on the site, not having any of what Post wanted to set up in the defense, and just running through their team. Just nothing to stop them.
And that's what I'm saying, like, they just don't have the utility here to force out these ONU players. And Sing being gifted a rifle for round 2, they absolutely want to force this gun differential in their faces here. The blast pack out. ONU needs to be diligent here. Make sure we're clearing out this box, because that close left space could get deadly for them if it's not cleared. And the flash coming through. Sing not quite able to see the nade. Try and clear out backside. Also not quite able to connect. But the bomb will get planted for ONU. And I missed myself running it down on L to get picked first. Dissident to return fire though. Chris Rams, good for one. A clean shot from the Marshall, not quite able to connect the second. And Sing ready to trade out his teammate.
Still
I missed myself just missing the timing, but Sing's good for yet another. The after shot coming through, and Sing good for 3 in the round.
The dynamic duo of Sing and I miss myself pulls it out once again. As ONU gets into double digits and looks to finish out the game at this point. Go down the home stretch.
And if this is what I like to call a must-win round. If you are post-university, you need to be taking this round. Otherwise, this game will slip away from you very, very quickly.
I don't know if slip away is the right word.
This is an econ breaker right here. And Chris Rams good for one off rip. I missed myself just barely making it out with his life. 3 players on the A main space, and I missed myself just trying to make it out with his life. I see what Mojo's going for here with a lot of these fake plays, but he did just leave Chris Rams alone on site with 3 players pushing him, make that 4.
Nothing Chris hasn't seen
a lot
before.
left to do here. Reacher good for 1 HP left in his name though.
Planted. My ult's ready.
And we're seeing here a 4 versus 4 situation here, but Reacher left with not a lot of HP, bringing it down to a 2. As I say it, Sing just absolutely swinging the numbers back the way of ONU. I didn't even get to finish my sentence before Sing and Brandon close out the round.
Sing with a tremendous ult there to get 2 and take away what a round looked like to be very winnable in post and make it into a clear disadvantage for them. Just able to come up with the heroes time and time again, and what you referred to as a must-buy for post was just lost.
And you can see the damage it has done to the economy. We can barely force sheriffs here for the side of Post University. Like, the economy is absolutely in shambles. So they are taking this fight. They want to just take guns as much as they can, but how are you supposed to do that with classics in hand and just util that's not great for you? We have like 2 pretty good flashes and not even a tour de force online. Like, it's just not looking great for Post. And it's looking like they're going for a bit of a 4-man flank here. Sing is trying to take this early fight, managing to whittle down L's health. He's good for 1. The flash coming through, he's good for 2. The shots are clean. And he's good for 3. The tap fire going his way. And Chris Rams
Player standing.
getting picked off from Brandon on the box. Sing looking for his 4K. And Kevin Bittner getting absolutely forced off the angle. The flash is good. And he's good for the headshot, but Reacher completely blind. Manages to close out the round, bringing us to match point.
Yeah, what shades of what you were saying earlier there, Post's comp was favored around offense, and after they've gone off of it, they just haven't been able to show really even signs of life.
I mean, this obviously is a must-win round because if they lose this, it's over for Post. But what are you supposed to do when you are playing someone who's on a roll like Sing is in this game? Stun coming through. Chris Rams just firing off the shot, hoping a player walks into it, not quite able to connect. The door to open just to try and delay the C hit here, but it's looking like they're trying to fake the C, go A, and the flash to come through. L to get taken out by Sing. Sing getting traded by Dissident, but Newt immediately just ready for the trades.
Though you have to
And
argue,
they
Sing
have
is the
complete
worst
control
player.
of sight as all players are slowly just making their way over here. The bomb to go down for ONU in a 3 versus 4 for Post here. It is not looking good. Chris Rams good for 1. Yoru left with a sliver though. Operator in hand, he's good for 2. The pick onto Newt. But they still have a lot of work left to do here. Not shooting the KJ trip, and the mines to delay even more.
That works. They found my trap.
The slow to get broken. The tap onto the bomb, not even. Chris just wants to take the fight. And I do believe both players gets detained, and Reisher closes out the game with a double kill, bringing us to a 13-4 and a 2-0 win for Ohio Northern University.
Just a dominant showing out of ONU there. Just not after. I don't think they lost a round on their attack, did they?
We can pull it up on the timeline, but I don't think we slipped once we made it to. No, we didn't. Once we hit the half, we just kept cooking. And can I say these players were looking clinical today?
Yeah.
Like, even still, we have shown there's some absolute domination on the leaderboard here, with the top of it just being absolutely owned by ONU here. And honestly, we'd love to see that.
I
out
have
of the
to
boys
ask
today.
you though, who do you think your player of the match is? 'Cause
Honestly, like, me personally, it's got to go to I Missed Myself. Trent was he was absolutely ice cold in the clutch.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of those rounds were just won because Trent was just completely cold, calm, and collected in some of these.
Now, Sing did top 27 on the second map, which may help you forget, but I Missed Myself. Every single round on map 1, able to clutch it out. That man has balls of steel, okay?
Absolutely. Like, he was completely ice cold in the clutch. And we didn't see as much of an all-star performance from him as we did in map 1. But even in map 2, he's still putting up numbers. So that's gotta be my player of the match.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. What do you think, Tony?
I think it's the shot caller. I think it's Brandon.
You're giving it to Brendan. Brendan is your player of the match. I mean,
I think some like
a lot of those rounds, you could see it in the coordination that a lot of them were just like strats that they have cooked up. And I mean, credit where credit's due. Brendan did a great job IGLing that game. Because I mean, dropping how many rounds? Not many.
I think a total of 6.
I do believe so. So 26-6 on the day for rounds. That's what you want to see, especially if you're rooting for ONU.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, that was a great match. Who's playing?
who's this homeless man?
I don't know. Someone let this homeless guy into the studio.
Hey, ONU
JD.
is supporting its homeless, okay? Well,
What do you mean, who's playing?
Like, is Zach playing? Or
No.
who's playing?
Brendan, Tanner, Trent, Darren, Aiden.
I don't know half those people.
thank
Go
you,
meet
sir.
the team. They're in the other room right now.
MVP Brandon. I didn't watch the match, but he's MVP.
I mean, not a terrible pick, just not a great one either. So
I Missed Myself. Definitely my MVP, too.
he's my MVP and my GOAT. So
Gosh.
Trent, go meet him. He's in the other room. But yeah, I think that's just about all for us. We'll stop yapping now, so that way Tony can get out of here. Thank you
Crazy
guys so much
how
for
well
tuning
they
in.
played against Yay.
Honestly, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next broadcast.
I might stay. What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same? I hope you're not planning to waste my time. To my surprise, that was her reply. Now we vibe. It's been a while and such a ride, the stars align. I fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. We getting crazy in a different role.